Hello again. I am Cheryl P. Johnson, Chief Executive Officer of COTS, and we've been talking about narrative. And I will always start this conversation with giving you again a brief definition of what narrative is. It is the thing that we say and think that helps us to make sense of the world. And every one of us, you have a narrative. It's your way of looking at the world and making sense of it. And it's brought on by the experiences in your life, different encounters, engagements that you have had with people. And from that, you decide on a particular story that you're going to say about a person. That's your narrative. So, now that we got that squared away, so you know what it is, I hope you've been listening to these blurbs about narrative. And today I decided to share something out of one of the books, Trusting Choice, Seeing Change. This is a book that COTS staff, we've been working on creating a way where we can do training and learning more about narratives in a way to really address some of the harmful narratives that we have about people and things. We want to change that, right? So here's one of the exercises, and I want you to take this to heart and think about how you might apply this to your life. So it opens up like this: to know you by your name, bringing our full selves. Listen to this. There is power in bringing more of ourselves into the spaces in which we exist, because it helps us trust and see each other more clearly. Even something as simple as knowing the story of someone's name can help combat biases or stereotypes we may unconsciously hold about others. I'm going to say a little bit about that in a minute. It also helps us feel more connected to each other when we know where we each come from. Have you ever heard a particular name that was foreign to you, and you simply said to the person when they gave their name, you asked their name, like, what kind of name is that? I've heard people say that. Or where did you get that from? But take into account my face, like what that particular look is saying to the person. Here's what I want you to think about in this exercise, and I want you to try this out this week. For this exercise, we're putting our roles and titles, everything to the side, and letting everyone know us by name. So I want you to think of someone that you know that has a name that you look at that name as something unusual, and ask them this question: what is the story behind your name? And you notice the way I said that? Not what? Where'd you get that name from? What is the story behind that name? And give them and ask them phonetically. I have a friend, her name is Vincenza. She's Italian. And how I learned her name was, and she did this, she said Vincenza. So every time, and now we've been friends for over 20 years, and I go Vincenza, right? I wanted phonetically to know her name and to say it in a way that acknowledged her name and who she was. That's important. All of us, we all have names, right? And there are many reasons those names were given to us. Some reasons are really sacred. We were named after a grandmother. We were named after someone so special in our lives, or someone that had some type of impact somewhere in our family. And your mother, your dad wanted to make sure that that was carried on into another generation. So let's combat narratives this week by going and doing this exercise. Just ask someone, what's your name? Can you say it for me again so I can phonetically say it correctly? And tell me the story behind your name. You'll get a chance to know someone just a little bit deeper. Let's do that this week.